Hello everyone, at this time I want to go ahead and do a test of picture and sound. So if you can see the website that I'm projecting and can hear my voice, please type a Y in the room if you don't mind. Alright, great. Looks like I am coming through loud and clear. I want to go ahead and welcome everybody to the NinjaTrader webinar room. My name is Chris Jameson. I'm a member of the support team here in our Denver office. Before we begin, I do want to mention really quick that NinjaTrader is a free application for advanced charting, automated strategy development, and trade simulation. We only charge for our product if and when you decide to trade live through any of our over 100 supported brokers worldwide. All right, now I just want to see what kind of NinjaTrader users are joining me here today. So if you are a live license user, please hit the green 1. If you're a free license user, hit the red 2. And if you're not yet using NinjaTrader, please hit the orange 3. And while you fill this out, I also wanted to mention that NinjaTrader is a growing business, and word-of-mouth advertising helps us keep our subscription fees low. So if you do see value in our product and services, we do appreciate any mentions of our company in any discussion boards or trading rooms you may participate in. All right, so it looks like I have a pretty even scale of live license, free license users, as well as a couple of you not yet using NinjaTrader. So I'm going to go ahead and give everybody a link now to the download page. If you wanted to, you could actually download the platform and follow along during today's presentation. Now, for anybody using the free simulation key currently, once you are comfortable with the product, in order to begin trading live, the only thing required is to either lease or purchase a live NinjaTrader license key. Now, our leasing does start out as low as $50 a month. You can also purchase a lifetime license outright for a flat fee of $9.95. And if you don't want to make that one-time payment of $9.95, you can spread that over 3 months, and that's going to be, or I'm sorry, 4 months, and it's going to be 4 payments at $2.99. Now, I'll give everybody a link now to the subscription page in case you do want to look at the different options available. If anybody does have any questions, though, about leasing or purchasing, feel free to send us a note to sales@ninjatrader.com, and somebody from our sales department will be happy to answer any of those questions you may have. Now, for anybody just getting started with NinjaTrader, I just want to let you know we do currently support equities, futures, and Forex markets. However, we are not a data provider or a broker. Therefore, you will need to connect to one of our supported providers in order to receive real-time or historical data in the platform. Now, NinjaTrader has introduced a new data provider with NinjaTrader 7, and this is Kinetic, and this has been designed to be the optimal market data feed connection for the NinjaTrader 7 platform. One nice thing with Kinetic is that they actually offer free end-of-day daily data, and you can connect to that by going to the Control Center, going to File, Connect, and then selecting Kinetic end-of-day free from the drop-down menu. Now, Kinetic also offers streaming real-time quotes as a service, and this starts at $50 a month, and you can have your CME exchange fees waived if you're with a qualified broker. So I'm going to go ahead and give everybody a link now to the Kinetic site in case you do want to look at the different options available. And also, while we're on the topic of data, let me also give everybody the historical data overview link. This will go over all of our supported brokers and data providers. It'll go over the different data that they provide, such as historical tick, minute, or daily, and the different assets that they support as well. All right, so as you can see on the screen, we are in the Chart Trader webinar. This is going to last approximately 30 to 40 minutes today. We're going to go over the following topics. We're going to go over how to actually enable Chart Trader, order submission, modification, and cancellation. We'll also go over Chart Trader properties. We'll also cover the Advanced Trade Management, also known as the ATM, and we'll cover the OCIO orders. Now, also, one thing I do want to let everybody know about is that we've actually introduced a new NinjaTrader YouTube channel, so you can actually watch videos at your convenience. And this will cover NinjaTrader tips, tricks, and even our training events and educational events as well, taught by NinjaTrader support as well as our NinjaTrader partners. So let me go ahead and give everybody a link really quick to the NinjaTrader YouTube channel in case you have some downtime and we don't have any webinars scheduled. You know, when you're in front of the PC, you can watch these at your own leisure. Now, today's event will be interactive, so if you have any questions throughout the presentation, feel free to put those in the room. The only thing I ask is that the questions remain on topic, just so everything runs fairly smoothly for everybody attending. Now, I will stick around at the end of today's webinar to answer any remaining questions you may have. If there's something I don't get to though, or if there's something that you think of later on after the session, feel free to send us a note to support@ninjatrader.com. And we have a full support staff here willing to answer any of those questions you may have. All right, so let's go ahead and get rid of the web page here. And we'll bring up a chart. Let me just get connected to the simulated data feed really quick. For today, as I mentioned, I'm going to be using the simulated data feed connection. This is internally generated data, so this will not reflect any actual market prices. This is basically used for training and practice purposes only. Now, whenever you're connected to the simulated data feed, we do have a box that's going to populate once you're connected labeled trend. And this will allow us to actually manipulate the market. So if I move that trend slider up, it will generate an upward trend in the market. If I move it down, it will generate a lower trend. So you will see me mess with the trend slider during today's session just to demonstrate different ATM and stop strategies. All right, let me just expand this out a little bit. All right, so first thing we need to do is enable chart trader. Okay, and let's see, Tim, I'm not seeing your screen. If everybody else sees a projection that I have here, just go ahead and type a Y in the room. I just want to make sure we are up and running with that projection. So, okay, we're getting some Ys in the room. I just want to make sure the projection is showing now with the ES and the TF chart. Okay, great. All right, looks like we are back up. All right, great. Okay. All right, so the first thing we need to do is enable chart trader within the chart window. So to do this, we're going to left click on the chart trader icon here within the chart toolbar. And this will bring up the chart trader panel on the right hand side. And I'm just going to make some adjustments really quick to this chart window. All right, so now that we have chart trader enabled, as you can see on the right hand side, we can submit a buy market, a sell market. We can submit a buy at the current ask or a sell at the current ask. We can submit a buy at the current bid or a sell at the current bid. We can also reverse our position. So if I go ahead and buy market here, buy a few contracts. Okay, so now I'm long 3 contracts with an average price of $12.5825. Now let's say the market reverses on us quickly. We wanted to flip that position. Instead of doing this manually, what we can do is actually left click on REV. That's going to flip me from a long to a short. Now same thing if I reverse once more, it's going to flip me from a short to a long. Now the button on the right here labeled close, this will close out the current position at market and cancel any pending orders. So I'll left click close, and now you can see the account is back to flat. One other thing, once we're in a position, as you notice, it's going to give us our current contract and the average price. Below this, it's also going to tell us the current position P&L, or the percentage or the tick value. So if we left click within this window, we can change between that currency, tick value, or the percentage. And again, that's going to be done with a left mouse click. Okay, so we'll close out that current trade and we'll bring our account back to flat. Below this, we have our account drop-down menu. As you can notice right now, mine is grayed out, and that's because I'm using the free simulation license key. If you had a live NinjaTrader license key, this is where you'd select any live accounts or any simulation accounts. The right-hand side, we have the order quantity. We can change that quantity by typing in the window. We can use the up and down arrows here on the right-hand side. And we can also use the scroll wheel on the mouse to adjust that quantity as well. Right below this, we have the ATM strategy dropdown. So these will be any ATM strategy templates that we've used or created within NinjaTrader. For now, I'm going to leave this on none. A little bit later on, we'll actually jump into the ATM strategies. I'll show you how to create them and actually how to save those as templates as well. Below the ATM template dropdown, we have the current ask and bid price. Great, and let's see, Jim, I don't see the NinjaTrader app, just a cycling status indicators screen has not refreshed, it's blank. Okay, Jim, if you can, just go ahead and log out and log back in, and let me know if you see the projection at that time. Okay, great. Thanks a lot, Jim. All right, so as you notice, we had a couple buttons here to submit orders within the ChartTrader panel. Now, if you notice, so we don't have a stop order or a limit order available here. So to submit those, what we're going to do is move over here above the current trading price, right mouse click, and we can submit our sell limit. We can right click and submit our buy stop, which is going to be a buy stop market. And we can right click and submit our buy stop limit. Now, whenever we're submitting a stop limit order, we're going to have this box that's going to appear. This is going to be where we adjust the offset for the stop limit order. The offset is basically the amount of ticks you're willing to be filled beyond the limit price. So let's say we're trading a volatile market. We're submitting the order here at 1258.50 on the buy side for the buy stop limit. Now let's say we're willing to be filled 2 ticks beyond the limit price. So that's going to be the worst case scenario. I'm willing to be filled at 259 even. So again, 2 ticks beyond that limit price. I would go ahead and adjust that value to 2 for the offset and then confirm the order. Now, same thing if we move down below the current price, right mouse click, we can submit our buy limit. We can submit our sell stop, and we can right click and submit our sell stop limit. Now, keep in mind though, if you don't want to allow any slippage for the order, you can always set this value to 0 and then confirm that order placement. Now, one nice thing within ChartTrader is that we can actually modify these orders at any time. To do that, we're going to left click on the order tag here. It's going to change our cursor to a hand, move the hand to the new price, and left mouse click again. So this is a click and click method as opposed to a click and drag. So this is really nice if you're more of a technical trader, as opposed to having to look at a level on the chart and then adjust your order within another order entry window. We can just do it here on the fly within the same window to save you a little bit of time. Now, to cancel orders within ChartTrader, we have a couple different options available. Let's say we just want to cancel the sell limit up here at 1260.25. What I'm going to do is left click on the red X next to that order line. And this will cancel just that one specific order. Now, we can also right click within the ChartTrader panel and select cancel all orders. Now, keep in mind though, cancel all orders will not close out our current position. So if you notice, we're still long 2 contracts. So if we wanted to cancel everything pending, but yet close out our current position, we would need to use the close button here within the ChartTrader panel. So I'll left click close, the account's back to flat, and everything pending within this window has been canceled. All right, so now that we've went over how to submit, how to modify, and how to cancel orders in ChartTrader, let's go ahead and jump into the ATM strategies for a little bit. So to access the ATM strategy, what we're going to do is left click on the ellipse button here on the right hand side. And this will bring up the ATM strategy parameter window. Now, if you notice right now, it is grayed out. So we need to come up here to the drop down menu and first select custom from this available drop down menu there. Okay, so now we have access to the stop loss and the profit target. So what the ATM strategy is going to do is once you enter into a position, it's going to automatically input your stop loss and your profit target for whatever values that you use here. So let's just build a basic ATM strategy. So to begin, I'm going to set a 6-tick stop loss and an 8-tick profit target. So now upon execution, again, my stop loss will automatically be entered 6 ticks beyond the entry price, and my profit target will be 8 ticks beyond the entry price. Now, once we have these parameters set, we can save these as templates as I mentioned earlier. To save the template, we're going to right click in the window, come down to Manage ATM Strategy Templates, and give this a name. And I'm just going to call this one ChartTrader for today's session. Once I name the template, go ahead and I'm going to click Save, and then click OK. So now if you'll notice, I have that template available in the drop-down menu. Now this is a great way if you find something that works for your trading style, as opposed to having to recreate this template every time, we now have access to it directly from this drop-down. So I'm going to select the ChartTrader template. I'm going to go ahead and buy market. Now you can see our average entry price is going to be represented here with a tan line. Our profit target is 8 ticks above the entry price since we're long, and our stop loss is 6 ticks below. Now, one nice thing is that we can actually modify these orders at any time with that same click and click method. So even though you've outlined your parameters in the ATM strategy, let's say you get into the trade, you don't like exactly where these orders reside. Again, that same click and click method will take care of that for you. Now, one nice thing is that these orders are going to be combined with an OCIO functionality. So that means the profit target and stop loss will both remain active until one of them has been executed, and then the other one will automatically cancel for us. So you'll see the profit target execute here in a minute, and the stop loss automatically cancel. Okay, so now the profit target executed, we're back to flat, and we have nothing pending within this chart trader. Now let's go ahead and come back in here again to the ATM strategy. Now let's say we're trading multiple contracts. Let's say we're trading 5 contracts today. As opposed to having everything rest at the same stop loss and profit target, we can use a 2-target or even a 3-target ATM strategy. So now we can say for target 1, we want to use 2 contracts. For target 2, I'll set that one to be 2 contracts as well. And for target 3, I'm going to set that to be 1 contract. So I've spread those 5 contracts over 3 different target areas. Now I can set up a separate stop loss. So I can say for target 2, I'm going to use 8 ticks. And for target 3, I'm going to set that one to be 10. Now same thing applies for a profit target. For target 2, I'm going to set that one to 10. And for target 3, I'm going to let this one run a little bit further, and I'm going to set that at 14 ticks. Now once I have everything set up here, again, we can save this as a separate template if we want. I'm just going to name that one 3-target, click Save, and click OK. Okay, so now if I select that template here, and we'll go ahead and sell market this time. Okay, so now you can see we're short 5 contracts. We have 3 separate stop loss orders and 3 separate profit targets. Now again, each one of these combinations, the target 1 and stop loss 1, are combined with their own OCIO functionality. So you'll see target 1 execute and stop loss 1 automatically cancel. Okay, so target 1 executed, stop loss 1, and this will continue again until the account is back to flat or until we go ahead and close that position out manually. Okay, so target 3 got executed. We're now back to flat. We have nothing else pending within ChartTrader. All right, next let's go ahead, jump back in here once more. I'm going to set my template back to ChartTrader only. And now I want to go over the stop strategies. That's going to be where we set up our auto break even and the auto trail. So to access this, we're going to come down to the stop strategy dropdown and select custom from this window. Okay, so within this window, as I mentioned, we have the auto break even and the auto trail. So we'll first create, we'll just do an auto break even first to begin with. So we have 2 parameters for this. We have a profit trigger and a plus value. So the profit trigger is going to tell NinjaTrader how many ticks in profit that you want the auto break even to kick in. So I'm going to say after 4 ticks in profit, I now want my stop loss to move to a break even value. So once you set the profit trigger, we can go ahead and set our plus. If we want this to only move to break even, we can leave this value at 0. We can also have it move to break even minus a few ticks if we wanted to, or break even plus a few ticks. So whatever your preference is. For me, I'm going to set this to break even plus 1. That way, if it does get triggered, at least if the market reverses, I'm still going to cover commissions on that trade. So now I'm going to go ahead and click OK. I'm going to click OK again, and we'll go ahead and buy market once more. Okay, so now after 4 ticks in profit, you're going to see that stop loss automatically move to break even plus 1 tick. And again, it's going to remain there until either the profit target executes or the market reverses and takes out that stop loss. Okay, so now we're at break even plus 1. We'll go ahead and reverse the market manually here. You'll see the stop loss execute and the profit target cancel. So now we're back to flat again. And let's see, Norm, can you set fixed space between current candle and the price axis without scrolling? Norm, yeah, you can definitely do that. To set up a right side margin, what you'll want to do is right click in the chart, come down to properties, toward the bottom here we have a right side margin parameter. There's going to be a number of pixels between the current bar and the right price axis. So if we want, for example, I can input a value of 20 pixels, click apply, and that gives me a little bit of room between that current bar and the right side of my chart window. So again, that's under chart, properties, and then right side margin. Oh, you're very welcome, Norm. All right, so let's go ahead and come back in here once more to the stop strategy. So I'm going to go ahead and select custom again. Now I want to go over the auto trail. Now for the auto trail, we have three parameters. We have a profit trigger, a stop loss, and a frequency. So again, we need to tell NinjaTrader how many ticks in profit we want the auto break even or the auto trail to kick in. So now I'm going to say after 6 ticks, I want my stop loss to begin trailing the current trading price by 3. And then I want this to adjust for every additional 2 ticks in profit. So again, what we have created is the initial stop loss, 6 ticks beyond the entry price. After 4 ticks in profit, we're going to then move to break even plus 1. Now after 6 ticks, we're going to begin trailing the current trading price by 3 and only adjust for every additional 2 ticks in profit. Now once we have the stop strategy set up, we can right click, select manage stop strategy templates, and actually save this as well. So I'll just call this one stop with trailing. Go ahead and click save and click OK. Now you'll notice we have that template available in this drop-down menu. Now one other thing we can do with both the ATM and the stop strategy selected at the same time, I can right click and save this as a separate template. So I'm going to call this one chart trader with trailing, so I know that this one is the ATM with the stop strategy attached. Now I can go ahead and click save and click OK again. So now I have both chart trader and chart trader with trailing available. So I'm going to go ahead and select the one we just created with the trailing and the auto break even. And we'll go ahead and sell market for this one. All right, so again, after 4 ticks in profit, we're going to move to break even plus 1. Then after 6 ticks, we're going to begin trailing the current trading price by 3 and only adjust for every additional 2 ticks in profit. Okay, so the auto break even kicked in there. Now the auto trail kicked in, so we're trailing by 3 and adjusting for every additional 2. Okay, so now let's say the market does reverse on us. We've got that stop loss there in place to manage that position for us automatically. All right, so let's come back in here again. And now with the stop strategy that we created earlier, I want to go ahead and add a few steps to this. So as you notice, we have a 2-step and a 3-step auto trail available. So as you notice here, we have the additional lines, so we can set up separate parameters for each of these. So we can say now for step 2, after 8 ticks in profit, I want to begin trailing by 2, and I want this to adjust for every additional 1. Then for step 3, I can say after 10 ticks, I want to go ahead and tighten that stop up to be 1 tick behind, and again adjust for every additional 1 tick. So as you notice with the multiple step auto trail, as we get more profit in the trade, we're going to tighten that stop up so we don't give back as much profit on that reversal of the market. So now I'm going to go ahead and right click, and I'm going to save this one as a separate template here. I'm going to go ahead and click save and click OK. And now let's go ahead and create another ATM here. So I'm going to actually save this one as a separate template as well. And as you notice, you can have separate templates for different instruments as well as different market conditions, things like that. So you can have different templates for within your arsenal to choose to select from. So we'll go ahead and cancel out of here, and I'm going to go ahead and select the 3-step trailer. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and buy market. I'm going to move that profit target up a little bit. Okay, so again, after 4 ticks, we're going to move to break even plus 1. Then after 6 ticks, we're going to begin trailing the current trading price by 3 and adjust for every additional 2. Then after 8 ticks, we're going to begin trailing by 2. And then after 10 ticks, we're going to tighten that up, begin trailing by 1, and adjust for every additional tick we get in profit. So there's the first auto trail kicked in. We're now 3 ticks behind. Okay, so now we're 2 ticks behind here. Okay, so now we're trailing the market by 1 tick. And now again, let's say the market reverses, we have that stop loss in place. Now see, Morgan D, Matthew never had this problem before. Application sharing won't load any suggestions. I do have sound. Okay, Morgan, if you don't see the projection, go ahead and log out and log back in, or else hit the refresh button up in the upper right-hand corner of the window and let me know if that gets that projection back up for you. And Alberto, can't get my image, maybe my computer. Okay, Alberto, same thing. If you don't see the projection, go ahead and hit refresh, or if you still don't see the image or the projection, go ahead and log out and log back in for me, please. Nancy Scuba Steve, may I please order the trend direction controller so I never get stopped out in real time? Yeah, I know Scuba Steve. Yeah, we've had that sent over our development team for quite a while. Just haven't figured out how to get that one going on live markets, but it would be nice, that's for sure. But I'll definitely let them know that we have another suggestion for that. So, all right, so let's come back in here again to the ATM strategy. Now I'm going to go ahead and select the 3 target template that we created earlier with the 5 contracts. Now I want to go over how we set up a runner. Basically what the runner is it's going to let the last contract be completely managed by the stop strategy. So for this, I'm going to come over here to target 3. Now I'm going to set my profit target to 0. Now for this one, I'm going to go ahead and select the 3-step trailer stop strategy to, again, manage that open position. So now I'm going to go ahead and right-click and save this as a separate template here. Click Save, and we'll click OK. All right, now let's go ahead and select that one from the drop-down menu, and we'll go ahead and buy market. Okay, so now you can see we have 2 profit targets and 3 stop-loss orders. So this is a great way if you don't want to limit your upside with that profit target. Again, this last contract is going to be completely managed by the auto break-even and the auto trail. So we're going to try to grab as much out of this move as possible, again, without limiting that upside. Okay, so you see the auto break-even kicked in as well as the auto trail. Okay, so now we're down to our last contract. We're now 1 tick behind the current price. And again, that will just continue to trail the market up until the market finally does reverse on us. All right, so now that we have a couple of templates created, I want to go over the OCIO. We can use the OCIO a couple different ways in NinjaTrader. We can use it to bracket the market with both a buy stop and a sell stop. And we can also use it to bracket a naked position. So that's going to be a position that doesn't have a stop loss or a profit target attached. So we'll first go over the naked position. So I'm going to set my ATM strategy to none. I'm going to set my order quantity to 1, and I'm going to go ahead and sell market. Okay, so now we're short 1 contract, but we forgot to attach the ATM strategy, so we have nothing to protect that open position. So to set this up manually, what we're going to do is first right-click in the Chart Trader panel, enable OCIO order, or else use the hotkey Control-Z. Now once OCIO is enabled, we're going to see a green OCIO underneath the current bid price down here within the Chart Trader panel. Then we're going to move over here above the current trading price, and I'm going to go ahead and submit my buy stop market or my buy stop limit. Now I'm going to go ahead, right click below the current trading price, and I'm going to submit my buy limit order. Now once we have both these orders submitted, we're going to go ahead and right click and disable OCIO. Now both of these orders are going to remain active until either the buy limit or the buy stop is executed. So I'm going to move that trend slider down. You'll see the buy limit execute and the buy stop automatically cancel because we attached the OCIO functionality to those two orders. And let's see, Alberto, must be something wrong with my computer. So when can I go over that again? Alberto, we actually have our webinars now available on our YouTube channel. So if you want to review this later on, let me go ahead and grab you the link to our YouTube channel site. And you can review these later on at your own leisure. So, and we do offer this webinar as well during the week. So we do cover this every week. So if you want to, you can definitely join us again for this session. So. All right, so the other way I mentioned we can use OCIO is to bracket the market with both a buy stop and a sell stop. So to start this, or to begin this process, again, we're going to right click, enable OCIO. Now, before we submit the first order, I'm going to go ahead and select an ATM template I want to attach to that first one. So for the buy side, I'm going to go with chart trader with trailing. I'm going to move over here above the current price, right mouse click and submit my buy stop or my buy stop limit. Now, before we submit the sell stop, we do need to select an ATM strategy again. If we attempt to submit the sell stop without doing that step, NinjaTrader will generate this error. So we're going to go ahead and click OK. And now for my sell side, I'm going to go with, let's see, I'll go with the runner. Then I'll right click and submit my sell stop order. Now, same thing as before, once we have both these orders submitted, we're going to right click and disable OCIO. Right, so now let's say the news comes out, you're going to see the sell stop automatically execute, the buy stop cancel. We're now short 5 contracts. We have the auto break even and the auto trail attached to that last contract since we're using that template. Okay, so the auto break even kicked in. As well as the auto trail. And we'll just move these profit targets up a little bit. Okay, so again, we're down to our last contract, and we have the auto trail in place to completely manage that position for us. All right, and I'm just going to load up some more new data here. Give me 1 second, everybody. Just going to disconnect for 1 moment, and we'll get some new chart bars in here so it doesn't look so much of a up and down there really quick. All right. So next I want to go over the chart trader properties. So to access them, we're going to right click in the chart trader panel. We're going to come down to chart trader properties in this drop down. Okay, so at the top of the property window, we have all of our color options available. The action, we'll change a couple of these buttons on the right hand side. First one is going to be the action buttons. This is going to be the reverse and close button here in the chart trader panel. So I'm going to left click and then select a new color from the drop down menu. And let's see, we'll go with steel blue. I'll click apply. We can now see that change take effect. I like to usually have my buy button colors as a bright green. So same thing, I'm going to left click and select a new color from the drop down here, and I'm going to go with lime. Click apply. And for my sell buttons, I usually like to have those a nice dark red. So we'll go ahead and select red from this menu. We can kind of set those up to your own preference on your end. One other thing we can also do within this panel is change the color for the limit order line, the type of line used, and the width. We can also do this for our entry price, our profit targets, our stop limits, our stop loss, as well as our stop market orders. So you can kind of set this up any way you want, depending on the background color you're using. You might need to change these just to make sure that they are visible within your chart window. Okay, let's see, Mimi, can you create an OCO with a target, stop, and time stop, or end of day exit? Mimi, what you can do, actually here in just a minute, I'll show you where you can set up a spot where you can flatten a position at a specific time. Once I get done with the chart properties, just remind me, and I'll show you exactly where you can do that, but it's definitely possible. All right, so under the general properties here, we have the ATM strategy selection mode. Now by default, this is set to select active ATM strategy on order submission. Now what this is going to do is whenever we're in a position with an ATM strategy attached and we begin to scale into that position, the additional contracts are going to get added to the existing stop loss and profit target. So let me go ahead and demonstrate this really quick. So I'm going to go ahead and click OK. And now we'll go ahead and select, for example, chart trader. And I'm going to go ahead and buy market. Okay, so now let's say we begin scaling in. You'll notice the additional contracts that I buy will automatically get added to the existing stop loss and profit target automatically. Now, let's say we wanted to scale into the position, but we want the additional contracts to get their own stop loss and profit target. What we're going to do is come back in here to the property window again. And now we're going to set ATM strategy selection mode to keep selected ATM strategy template on order submission. So it's going to be the last option in this drop-down menu. Now we'll go ahead and click OK. Now we'll buy market again. However, this time when I begin scaling in, you'll notice the additional contracts get their own stop loss and profit target as opposed to being combined with the existing active ATM. So this is a great way if you wanted to scale in as well as scale out of a position. All right, so we'll jump back in here again to the property window. Now auto scale, whenever this is set to true, let's say you're using an ATM strategy template that has a large stop loss and profit target. What this is going to do when set to true is automatically adjust the chart scaling to always keep that profit target and stop loss in view. If you experience scaling issues because of that, just go ahead and set auto scale to false, and that will let the orders reside outside the visible window without scaling that chart automatically. Now parameter type. If you remember when we were setting up the ATM strategy, the stop loss and the profit target used a number of ticks. If you wanted to, you can come in here and actually set this up to be either a price or a percentage. So that way, if you're using a price, you can always set your stop loss, for example, to 1254.50 and your profit target at 1260 as opposed to a number of ticks. And same thing for a percentage. Now keep in mind though, the parameter type will only affect the stop loss and the profit target. The stop strategy, so your auto break even and the auto trail, will always need to use a number of ticks. All right, now scale quantity, or I'm sorry, P&L display unit. If you're earlier when I reviewed how to actually left click within this window to change the currency to a percentage or a tick value, you can also do it here within the chart trader properties. So you can come in here and change that to a currency, percent, or points if you'd like. Or again, you can do it on the fly by left clicking within that P&L window. Now scale quantity. Let's say you're a trader that always likes to scale in with additional contracts. You can set up a scale quantity here. So for example, if you always scale in with an additional 2 contracts, you can set a scale quantity of 2. For this one though, we do need to set the ATM strategy selection mode back to default, back to select active ATM strategy on order submission. So now with the default set and your scale quantity set, we'll go ahead and click OK. And now I'm going to go ahead and select, we'll go with the runner since that has 5 contracts. And now you'll notice once I execute this order, my quantity is going to automatically jump to 2 so I can begin scaling in immediately. So I'll sell market. Now the quantity is automatically set to 2. so I can begin scaling in. Again, if you're more of an active trader, it just saves you a step of having to go down to the quantity window, adjust, and then go back to your order entry window or your order buttons at the top. Okay, so show realized P&L when flat. When this is set to true, go ahead and click apply. We can then see the realized P&L here within that P&L window, again, when the account is at flat. Stop limit offset. Now, if you remember when we were submitting the stop limits earlier, we had to input an offset within that window. Now, again, let's say you're an active trader, you always use a specific offset for all your stop limit orders. So let's say you always use a 1 tick offset for those. I'm going to input a value of 1, go ahead and click OK. And now I'm going to come over here, right click, and submit my sell stop limit. Now you'll notice I don't need to input that offset value, again, since we've outlined it within the chart trader properties. And same thing for the buy stop. So just saves you, again, a step there, again, if you are an active trader, or you always just use that same offset every time. Okay, so the last parameter or property I want to go over is at the very bottom here. Now by default, the stop loss order that's going to be attached to the ATM strategy is going to be a stop limit. If you wanted that to be a stop market, you can come down here to use stop market for stop loss orders and set that to true. Now keep in mind though, as it states down below, anything on the EC bot, Eurex, or a Forex instrument, a stop market will automatically be used and this parameter will be ignored. Okay, now there's a question about setting up a time for the exit. To set this up, what we're going to do is first come over here to the control center. And let me bring this up. And we'll go to Tools, Options. And let's see here, I think it's under Miscellaneous. We have Flatten Positions here. Now, if you wanted to, for example, if you want this order or the position to flatten automatically, for example, at 1:30 p.m. your time, your local time or your PC clock time, and put a value of or a time of 1:30 p.m. If you wanted everything across the board for all accounts to that are currently connected to flatten everything, you can always select Flatten All. If you only want that one position to flatten, we're going to want to leave this unchecked. Just outline your time, click OK. Then we can right-click within the chart trader panel, and we want to go ahead and enable close at time. So now you'll see that it has a check there, so it'll close out the current position once 1:30 p.m. has been reached. Okay, everybody, well, that pretty much wraps up what I wanted to go over here today. If anybody has any last-minute questions, feel free to put those in the room, and I will stick around to answer them. I do want to remind everybody really quick, though, we do have another webinar starting here in about 30 minutes. That's going to be the Market Analyzer webinar. So if you wanted to attend that, you can stay logged in, and that will begin here shortly. If you are going to log out, I do want to remind everybody really quick that NinjaTrader is a growing business, and word-of-mouth advertising helps us keep our subscription fees low. So if you do see value in our product and services, we do appreciate any mentions of our company in any discussion boards or trading rooms you may participate in.